Hello?
What's going on, man?
Oh, Bean didn't fucking turn up.
I don't know what's up with that guy. He's been AFK for hours in there. We got the good mic tonight, so let's see if people are still complaining or not.
I think we're ready.
All right. Go ahead and throw up the stream of your league client so I can just spectate off of that for casting.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll
shit.
probably work better. All
Lovely.
right. Loading in.
GIT versus Guangdong Tigers. This is going to be a good game, I feel.
This should be a good game. Looking forward to this one. Happy to be in the booth.
XCal's subbing in, no?
Uh, oh, that's news to me. I don't even know who that guy is. I know
That's...
he's a Rec League veteran, but before my time.
I didn't really know him until I met Koa, but... Who's he subbing in for? Who's a typical top laner? Len! That's who.
Yeah, for Len. Yep.
Makes sense. That's pretty even matched. XCal's a good player.
Okay, not familiar with his game, but take your word for it. Is Soul Nugget in the chat tonight? Need to see if this motherfucker approves of his new mic.
Not hounding any subs off of him. Your mic sounds good, by the way.
Does it? It's a
Yeah, I
bit.
think I might have to turn you up a bit.
I hope it's a bit better. Thanks, Nugget.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about these bans. We got Lilia coming out, banned for Orion. Same with the Jarvan. So far, 4 jungle bans.
Yeah, Kuzan, his Skana, he's really good on Skana. We forced him to play it. Belveth, he wasn't too excited to play when we asked him to.
I feel like Belveth is just one of those champions that not many people play, but is very effective in the right hands.
Yeah, Belveth, it's situational on comp as well as
Yeah,
a lot of other
for
things.
sure. Infinite scaling.
That's like fuck Ash, dude. He's
No.
sick of seeing Ash.
Ash has 2 more weeks left, and then Ash is to the Shadow Realm.
All the
So enjoy it while
item
you can.
changes,
Just removing lethal tempo is going to hurt Ash a lot.
I think Draven's going to be a problem
Draven is going to be pretty nasty.
with the new item changes.
The IE buff is huge for him, and just like overall, his items are getting buffed.
Who's on
So
Viego?
Okay, I'm not a huge Viego fan, but you know, Kuzan is known to be a Viego player.
I know a lot of people in the reg league like Viego
Yeah.
too, I've noticed.
It's a
Similar
good
to
carry
Ash.
jungler. I would rather see a Viego 10 times out of 10.
Okay, my question is, do you think we're gonna see another Scott Yasuo top? Yes or no?
Okay, Jinx locked in. You said another what
Do you
top?
think Scott will play Yasuo top again?
If they're trying to win this game, no.
In game one he might. But Aatrox is up.
Yep, Aatrox is up. I would not be surprised. Well, okay. I was gonna say I would be surprised to see a blind pick Aatrox, but there it is.
Caster or what?
Yeah,
Fucking calling it, dude.
I don't know. We saw last night how blind pick Aatrox went. Granted, there's no paradox on the blue side this time, so maybe not as effective.
I think XCal can still punish it. He's a good top laner.
Okay,
Probably just gonna
Nautilus
pick
being picked up.
support AD.
If they pick up the Nautilus, what would you like to see out of Swice to counter that?
Lulu. But
I would really like to see Zera on the Twitch tonight.
I would too. I'm Twitch is
Okay. I have some insider trading on this Twitch pick. Me and Zara had a bit of a discussion before the game.
Are you gonna disclose the conversation, or is that closed doors type shit?
I just knew that it was going to be locked in. That's all.
I saw him in practice tool on Zeri. I don't know what he was cooking up there, but
I was hoping not to see Zeri. Braum locked in. Not a huge Braum guy, but pretty decent into the melee matchups. So
I don't like it in the Twitch. I think it nullifies a lot of what Twitch wants to do, right? He wants to open up and just spray and pray through multiple targets. Braum just puts his shield up, and it kind of nullifies that. So it's a decent pick into the Twitch.
Yeah, not at least it's not a blind pick Braum. That's definitely punishable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we should see some solo lane bans coming out. Ornn ban makes sense.
At
least I think so.
With the blind
You think we'll see? You think we'll see Moon on a tank tonight?
Makes change, doesn't it? I think he's got Galio, or he's got TF in the locker.
TF.
Yeah.
Last time we saw Moon TF, it did not go very well.
Yeah, but I think he's got his confidence back after the past few games. That was the
Yeah, he
preseason
did.
Moon. Preseason Moon
He,
didn't care.
he has played well the last couple of games. I can give him that much.
He has it.
All right, Syndra band coming out against Moxian makes sense. Wouldn't be surprised to see an Ari band away next. Alternatively, could be another jungle band, but I would imagine it's going to be an Ari band away.
They take an Ari. I think Moxian tries to look for Talia. I think that's kind of what
Could
he
be.
defaults back onto if his
Yep.
Syndra and Ari are banned.
Yep. Said if I was banning, I would be banning away the Ari at the moment. Give him his third champion.
Unless they let the Talia go through. The Ari go through. And
there is the Ari ban.
you say maybe they let Ari go through and pick Talia. Hoping he doesn't.
Surprised to see Darius banned. I imagine that Darius is a pretty good counter into Aatrox, but like I said, top lane matchups not my forte.
Oh, it's like we fucking watch Rec League or something. We just know what's coming out.
So we're gonna see a Zac mid here. Is that the next step?
Oh no, it roams pretty well. I think Moon just likes to play stuff that can facilitate.
Okay, Silas. That's definitely a Moon champion.
It is a Moon, and I don't hate it. I think he can match the roam of the Talia.
Okay, well, I lied. Yep, there it is. So, like, as of right now, blue side is lacking a bit in the magic damage, unless Twitch elects to be AP. But I do not. Well, AP Twitch into the Braum is a bit better of a matchup. You know, it doesn't rely as much on auto attacks.
Camille is Excal's pick as well. He's very comfortable in that. I've played a few games with him, and he tends to just play Camille.
Okay, good to know. Like I said, he's a bit of a wild card for me. I'm not familiar with anything he does, but
hit you Yannick, but good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what the jungle pick will be for Orion. Maokai. Okay. Don't love it, don't hate it. It's a good, solid pick. Consistent. Good engage.
Yeah,
good for ganking.
I think red side have like a decent spread of damage, right? Like you said, you think the blue side kind of lacks a little bit in the AP damage, whereas red side have Aatrox, they have Jinx for the AD damage, and then they have their front line on Braum Maokai, with Maokai obviously having AP damage and Talia supplement. I just think you really don't want Moxie to fall behind this game, is what I think when I look at red side's comp. Which comp do you prefer? Taking nameplates off, like.
Just looking at comps. Like I said, if Twitch goes AP, they have a nice mix of damage, but if this is an AD Twitch, they are going to be lacking in the AP department. That will be something to look out for. I think red team's comp is more well-rounded. You know, they got good team fighting tools. Like you said, they have a good AD AP mix. So nameplates off, I do like red comp a bit more.
I wouldn't disagree. And then I'll ask the question: nameplates on. What's your take?
It's a very even matchup. I think bot lane is going to be the lane to watch in this game. Obviously, I can't speak on the XCal. That's like really the wild card for me. You know, Scuttler's been playing really well this season. Could be, you know, if XCal isn't, you know, on his toes here, he could be caught off guard by Scott, and Scott could just take over the game, you know. So definitely something to look out for there. Mid lane tank pick, you know, kind of a stalemate there. Jungle carry matchup into the Maokai. You know, Kuzan does have an opportunity to make some plays. And then bot lane, like I said, is going to be the lane to watch for me.
And now I guess I'll ask you, do you know how to fucking
I do not.
Gamba?
No. Nope. Wrong guy for the job.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you lot. Normally when I stream, there's Scott in the fucking chat.
Now he's in the game.
Yeah, so Gamba might be a little fucked.
It is what it is.
Nobody showed me that shit.
Yep.
But at least we're live, so...
We are live.
With the noise.
Someone gets cut the tab out, yeah. What's really important? The Gamba or the game, bro?
Let me see.
Hey, Scott's on the other team, you burger.
Yeah, you can all chat it. I
Oh,
ain't got Scott
jeez.
in my fucking messages though.
You hit that little button that says new message,
Shit, that's
It sure is.
fuck the gamba. I actually don't care about it. Hot take. 500 points. Okay, so fuck the comps. What do you think the win condition is for both teams? You think a specific team's got to stack dragons here? One's got to play for grubs. I think blue side's a
I
grub
think
type team, right? With the Camille side lane.
I was saying the opposite. I think blue side will have an easier time with the dragons, and I think red side will have a easier time with the grubs. I think the 2v2 of Aatrox Maokai is a bit stronger than the 2v2 of the Camille and Viego.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will have an easier time picking up the grubs than the red team.
Think it's
Or I'm
worth them
sorry, than the blue
focusing
team.
it.
I think grubs are still kind of bait. They are better, but I think dragon stacking is just more effective. It's a clear win con, whereas even 6 grubs isn't necessarily a win con. Obviously it helps, especially with like a pretty heavy split push matchup in the top lane. Grubs do have a bit more impact, but specifically in like tank matchups, grubs are kind of fake news.
Yeah. Scott said
But
we
in this
pause for
game,
this prediction.
I don't even see a prediction.
Scott's fucking sorting it out. Boy, right there. I
Patty.
told you. Fuck the early game. You don't want no
Oh, there it
Twitch chat
is.
is rioting.
Prediction is in there, brothers. Fatty says, I'm here for the Zach HP bar versus Talia Mana bar early game. True. We love resourceless champions.
I think it's gonna be kind of a stalemate mid as long as Moxian holds that E. Zach's never gonna be able to E.
Yeah, for sure.
So I expect Moxian to just be trying to shove lanes in as much as possible and try and get active on the map, especially
Yeah,
post 6.
definitely has more push potential than Zach. And Zach can't necessarily use E to wave clear like he could in other matchups.
Mm-hmm. I think Moxian needs to really facilitate himself this game.
Okay, so we do see the PTA out of the Twitch. I like to see that. What I don't like necessarily is the domination tree. I like when I play Twitch, I like to opt for the scaling with the gathering, but domination tree is a bit better for lane. So, could be helpful there. Other than that, seems like pretty standard runes all around.
Yeah, I'm a PTA Twitch enjoyer rather than Lethal Tempo. I think Lethal Tempo's so bait. Same with Halo Blades. I think you kind of need PTA.
I think the only time you're going Halo Blades is if you're going AP.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think AP Twitch is kind of shot nowadays, right?
Um, I think it's actually interesting right now. After the last patch, after they changed interaction with Malignance, I think AP Twitch is actually a bit better. I'm not sure it's better than AD, but I definitely prefer AD myself. But AP is playable.
Mm-hmm. And all I see right now is just the way that these guys are walking out of Fountain. Red side's
They're
looking for something
looking,
early doors.
yeah, with the Braum and the Maokai, very easy CC to land.
Braum level 1 is disgusting.
Braum is nasty for sure.
I definitely like that they're opting to try and make a move there.
Yep.
And it looks from blue side that they're just kind of going for standard 5-point, just based on where the Camille's position right now.
Yeah, Camille's pathing towards top for sure. Hopefully this pause isn't too long, but we did ask for this.
I asked for a Gamba. He paused because he's a pussy, but I guess if they're invading, it makes sense.
Yeah, strategic. So, no cleanse from either ADC. I'd like to point that out.
Yeah, that's looking at the team. I guess it makes sense on Twitch, but
you could argue it, but Twitch is so long range and doesn't interact with other champions. Like, I don't think you necessarily need cleanse.
I think if you get the jump on people, it doesn't matter.
Right.
With your range, he just needs to rely on Nautilus to bail him out when Brom's acting a little crazy. Here we go. We should be good now.
Like you said, looks like they are going for something more aggressive. The red team potentially able to catch out someone sleeping, but I don't think anyone on the blue team is going to push up far enough for this to be effective.
I don't think they want the level 1. Moon positioned in try, though, in case of the invade.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much he would have swayed the fight early doors. But...
We have never invaded. Yeah, I feel like Ghost on Jinx is just so effective, especially with the resets. Like, taking Cleanse feels so bad. Although, curious to see next patch with Ghost getting nerfed and other summoners getting buffed, if that changes up the bot lane meta a little bit.
I think bot lane's getting hit heavy. Not in like a nerf sense, but I think it's going to change the way bot lane's played quite a bit. Just with all the item changes and summoner spells and everything.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
I don't know if Ghost will be the be-all end-all as it is right now.
Xcal taking Flash TP, didn't want to opt for the Ignite. Which, I respect.
Yeah.
I think it plays well into Aatrox if you take the Ignite, but I'm not going to question it. I'm not a fucking top lane.
Yeah, dude, whenever it comes to top, it's like, you know what? You guys probably know more than I do. You guys, good shit. Good hustle. Okay, so far, it looks like Zach is getting the early shove.
I don't really see much getting crazy early doors. I think both teams kind of want to...
Oh, hook landing on the Jinx.
First level.
Okay, good little trade.
I think both teams early doors just want to kind of make it to the mid game.
Yeah. I think mid game does favor blue side a bit, especially if Twitch can get a bit of a lead. But I think the later the game goes, the more it swings towards red side.
Mm-hmm. Good to note both junglers are pathing towards top side, though.
Yeah.
So that could result in some early scraps.
I don't know how this matchup is early.
Camille's pretty self-explanatory, though. Just trade on your passive every time. And space correctly. Otherwise you lose trades like that.
Oh, Scott aggressively trading flashes in. First blood for the Aatrox.
Well played, Scott. That's a solo bot, and that's what I mean. If you're trading off passive, that's gonna happen a lot.
That was kind of crazy. Well played by Scott. Aggressive flash from the tower. Moxian not eating the Zac. There's a W, a little bit late. Talia out of mana. Yeah, could be a good gank opportunity.
This is what they were on about in Twitch chat. It's going to be a HP pool versus a mana pool this game in the mid lane. And Moxian's losing the war.
Yeah. That does burn TP from the Camille early. Aatrox TPing back. Longsword boot advantage. And yep, they're on cue. Viego is mid. Nice flash by Moon. That should be a dead Talia. Well played. Good gank setup.
Well played from Kuzan too. Kuzan just walked in melee range. And we got another one top lane.
Xcal, if Xcal falls here, top lane's over.
Especially
no TP. Oh, nice flash by Orion. Nice flash by Xcal as well.
Very good reactive flash from Xcal there.
If he would have died there, it would have been top lane over.
And he still might.
Oh, and he walks back up. Ooh, nice hook shot by the Camille. Camille's going to be forced to back, though.
Take a quick look at the wave state, because I think that's a big factor. Yes, Scott, it's not going to freeze, but
no,
he is going to end up missing a lot of CS on Camille.
That'll be a huge XP lead, if anything, for the Aatrox.
Moxian forced to blow TP super early. Moon's going to hold it and just drop a few minions.
Jinx getting the early shove onto the Twitch.
And this is big. What's happening right now is big. Kindling being able to hold that wave is going to result in Kuzan being able to walk bot, I feel.
Yeah, wave is definitely in a favorable spot for the blue side. Especially with no wards right now from the red side.
If you're red side, you've got to sniff that too. You got to sniff that. If Kindling's willing to trade HP for the freeze, you got to think.
Maokai is here for the counter. Oh, hook goes wide. Maokai's seen. Should be a nothing.
Directed cam's really good. We see 3 people running bot lane, and it pans to mid where CS is getting hit.
That's where the action's happening.
Xcal level 4 to Scott's level 6. This feels
Yeah.
horrible.
He's not going to be able to hit that wave for a while. He's down about 24 CS already. Does have a wave coming in, but it does feel bad.
I think Moxian needs to stop trying to trade with Moon and just try and shove this wave in constantly. He's using too much mana, and it's doing nothing.
He does have a tier, so that's, something. Okay, nice Q by the Zach.
I'm just gonna pick his blobs up on the way out and just, yeah. Take a quick look here at the gold.
Yeah,
there's already nearly 1,000 gold lead on Aatrox, which is huge.
Viego is way ahead of the Maokai at this point, though.
Yeah, Viego is farming really well. He's nearly 4 camps up, if not.
1 kill up as well. Should be picking up the Kraken Slayer relatively soon, maybe for the first dragon or grub fight.
If you're Moxian, this lane's gonna be super frustrating.
Yeah, stupid tank just hitting you constantly.
Oh, good flash
by Moxian.
And he's not got his TP up. He's gonna be forced to back here, unless he has more than Maokai support.
Nautilus also looking mid. I'd definitely like to see bot have more of a lead than they do right now. But I guess with the Braum kind of stonewalls lane a bit.
Yeah, Braum really good in the Twitch. Like I said, it's hard for Twitch to just press Q and walk up and try and trade on the PTA.
Yeah.
So this is what I expected from bot lane, unless there's a lot of jungle pressure. Moon TPing back to lane with a fresh health pool. Looking to bully Moxian even more.
Just being a nuisance.
Trading half his health pool to stop that back right there.
Don't know if that's worth, but you know what?
Being Zach, I think he's fine. I don't hate it. You know, Moxian has no mana anyway, so even if a gank comes, chances are you can still live.
Let's see if Xcal can stabilize his top lane. He is down about 30 CS.
Starting to trade better with this passive, which we really like. We got a slow push in bot lane. They might be setting up for something with Kuzan and maybe even a Zach roam here. Zach has a good roam timer, and he looks like he's walking for it.
We must have missed a grub pickup. Blue side has 2 to the red side's 1 grub.
He did miss that.
I would like to see blue side just start dragon here.
You think that's the plan?
They have shove in the bot, shove in mid. Plate's being picked up by red. Just pick up the dragon to try to stabilize this top side.
Ryan might just dive this. How much gold is Scott sitting on? Scott's sitting on 1250. He could back. Yeah, I think they realized that he's not actually as strong as the 37 CS lead says.
Top may be getting dove here, but looks like Xcal did see him with the ward.
And I think Scott would want to reset and buy before they make a dive like that. He's sitting on a little bit of gold, so the 40 CS that he's up isn't actually in effect right now. It's just the level advantage.
Yeah.
It seems to have calmed down a little bit. I thought for a little bit there it was going to be a very volatile game. I think after both teams picking up a kill, they just told each other to relax.
Yeah, next grub's spawning in about just under 2 minutes. That'll probably be the next time we see any interaction here.
Scott knowing Dragon's down, just TPs anyway. Just to try and keep this pressure he's got top lane.
Hey, if he picks up another plate or 2 here, they should secure grubs for free. He's already on the Eclipse to Camille's longsword.
Yeah, that feels
not ideal.
Camille did just back it by, so she's picking up a Sheen and some boots. It's not as
Yeah,
bad,
Sheen,
but it's still pretty
Sheen
horrible.
longsword to Eclipse cannot feel good.
No.
Probably gonna lose another plate here.
Ryan's bot side, but it looks like Dogman's looking to take a trade here.
Twitch has to be on a lot of gold.
Twitch is sitting on nearly 1,500. So is Jinx, though, so they're even.
Yeah.
Moxie might just die to this Zac.
Yeah, looks like it. Solo killed by Moon.
Killed by
Moxie
Zac.
not respecting the Zac damage.
Oh, they want to dive bot here. They know Jinx back. They want to try and take Swice here.
This is gonna be a tough dive. It's definitely not easy to dive Braum.
No, not at all. They might just be looking for Jinx on the return to lane.
Blue side is doing something. I think it's okay. Jinx is walking up. Jinx is gonna fall here for sure.
Dev,
Give
no
this over
sums.
to Twitch.
Oh,
Okay.
Moon, so fuck
Kill
that,
over Moon.
carrying.
TP in by Moxian.
This could be a big flipper.
Malkout coming on the backside. Twitch falling.
Diego's sure to follow.
Diego
Why are you
falling.
sending me top? They're just gonna chase him
Okay.
down here. Kindling should fall.
Blue side overextending a bit to try to pick up the Braum on the back end.
Wait, Oxygen. Kindling might just execute. He did. Really well played.
Was that tabbed out gaming? Yeah, I'm not sure. Jinx was just trying to get back to lane. Borg picked up by the Twitch. This is actually huge for the next dragon fight.
Oxygen just got chunked down to a third health from one combo.
Orion is here. Moon could be in some trouble here.
If you're playing Talia, you got to stop Eing these waves. I know that's how you get prio, that's how you push it in, but that's how you count
Wasting
the
mana.
Zac. Yeah. And it's how you count the Zac. If Zac goes in, you do that. Even if he lands it, he's stunned too.
Looks like Aatrox will probably pick up this tower solo on the next wave.
This should be 4 grubs going over the red side, which is big. You deny the 4 grub spike from blue, and you give him 4 grubs to your Aatrox, which is going to make taking these side towers a lot easier.
Okay, this could be a dive Jinx angle here, but looks like Jinx is aware of it and is going to give up the wave.
Yeah. Good ward in this brush as well, able to sniff that out.
Maokai's still lurking top. Could look to dive here on this wave. Tower will be falling. If Xcal doesn't back up here, he will just get dove.
Orion playing for his long range.
I
Xcal
think Orion should just walk up.
It should be top tier 1 falling. Yep.
Okay. There should be a free dragon for the blue side though. As long as they start it up right on spawn. Although Aatrox is backing, it's probably going to run straight dragon.
Tyler, so would I. Dropping a wave never feels good as an ADC. Fuck that. But Devs had to drop more than 1 wave. The CS discrepancy now between blue and red side is becoming quite a problem.
Yeah, over about 60 CS in the top lane.
Oh.
Uh-oh, Kinderling missing the hook.
Missing that hook's gonna get you killed.
Ooh, good engage by the Zac. Twitch opening up.
Hogman opening up, but Swice doesn't have shield, so the damage
Swice
coming out
will
from
fall.
Zed is huge. Scott came
Skylar
in.
should fall here. Huge shutdown. Going over to the Zac. Zac with all the gold. Good
That's where
engage
you
by the
want it.
Camille. Able to take Orion. Kill over to Camille.
That's an
Alright. Nice team fight by Blue.
Yeah. That does not feel good. If you're Scott after the lead that you've just gained, trying to influence the map by coming down, and that's what happens, that doesn't feel too good.
It just feels like that came down to item advantage, right? Twitch on the Bork probably did infinitely more damage than Jinx on the Noon Quiver component.
Yeah, and also when Twitch opened up with ult, Braum didn't have shield.
Yeah.
So
it
Zed was
really
just uncontested on the
maximum value.
backline, doing so much damage to the entire team.
Hopefully those kills picked up by Camille will help, somewhat stabilize this top lane advantage.
The gold's still 2,000 in favor of Aatrox, pretty much.
Oh yeah, he's still way ahead.
But that definitely helps if you Camille. It puts you so close to your first item spike. Scott might be looking to just take a 1v1 top right now.
Yeah, I think XCal still does not want to take that 1v1. Does not have a completed item yet.
Like you said, you got most of your gold here sitting on Moon. So
Yeah.
you have a beefy front line in Moon.
10 stack Dark Seal. Notably.
He's a bit of a problem. I'm not even gonna lie. He's looking good this game.
Do we see a Mejai Zek?
I would love to, but it's Moon. So
That'd be crazy.
So Zez probably comment not to.
Yeah. I never talked to Moon, so I don't know what's up with that guy.
I don't know either, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. My question is, does the XCal get Flame Horizon this game by Scott? That's my question.
It's a matter of time, I think, at this point.
But he had. He's been doubled. He's not been Flame Horizon, but he's been doubled.
Okay, Engage coming in. Could be Aatrox falling here.
He has passive coming.
Ooh.
That's
Assault by Devin.
a Dev Mess Jinx right there. He might not win lane, but he'll send a ult across the map and pick one up.
That should get Jinx. Uh-oh. This could be the Dark Seal stacks falling as we speak.
Stand on the blobs.
Good flash by Zek.
He might live it.
Coming in. Yeah, Zare's here as well. He can get over this wall. Does have ult up. Pop the Ghost, notably.
Played by Moon, though, to be able to get out there. I thought the flash was kind of troll.
Yeah, didn't even burn passive. And looks like building towards Spirit Visage next. I do think Zach should opt for somewhat of an AP build this game, because he is kind of the sole AP damage for the blue side. Maybe pick up Leandries at some point.
I was going to say, you want the health, right? So maybe you just pick up a Leandries.
Yeah, potentially a Riftmaker. I don't know. Doesn't sound terrible.
I think it's a Leandries. I think you want to try and burn through.
Yeah, for sure.
Maokai,
the health
Braum.
stacking. Yep. Notably, 3 Ninja Tabbies picked up on the side of red already. Could be a Kraken angle from the Twitch at some point too, just to help deal with all of the armor stacking.
Aatrox might be pathing down. He's going to get spotted on the ward.
Rift Herald looks to be on the menu for potentially red side.
I think the only way they get to do Herald is if they're able to push this wave out.
Ooh,
Orion up
nice
into
flank ult.
There
should be Kindling falling.
Good chain CC that coming in there from red side.
Devin's picking up the kill.
Got popped. Oh, not a long cooldown, but that's a big cooldown down if they opt to take this fight on Drake.
It's like they are just gonna opt to give the Rift Herald.
Yeah, 50 seconds of Drake. I think they're gonna prioritize.
That is
Dragon.
Chemtech Soul, correct?
It is Hextech Soul.
Oh, yeah, right.
Who's on? Doing a lot of damage. Nothing's gonna amount to it. Moon's gonna come flying in just to say hello. Scott's back mid. Does not have ult for what it's worth. Gets pulled back. Nobody falling. Hook goes wide. I think this is where they do the dragon dance. Which, if you're Moon, I think you have TP, you're half health. You probably want to just reset.
Does he have gold for Spirit Visage?
He has 800 in the bank, so I think it's 950 once you have all components. Again, I don't have a clue.
I don't build tank items. Should be Dragon picked up by blue side here. Let's see what red side opts to do. Aatrox ult did just come back up, and the flash available.
They don't have Twitch or Viego. Twitch ult's coming up. It's almost here, so they will have it for this fight. But I think they're not going to start it until it's there. Swice needs
Twitch
a
has
big
to be
shield.
sitting on a lot of gold. I haven't seen. He's been sitting on the Zeal for about 1600.
Yeah, not being able to back. Moon's gonna go
Great
in
engage
now.
by Moon.
Twitch is on the back line. Big Braum shield came out though, blocked a lot of damage. Might have just saved Moxium with that. Oh no, Moxium missed the shove.
Okay.
Scott fighting for his life on the back line.
Another really well played team fight by the blue side. Huge Zac engage. Good follow up. That will be soul point for blue side.
That feels bad. That's without Viego needing it all. Kindling still being able to not use all. And that's with Twitch not backing and having 1600 gold in the bank.
Yeah, he will pick up full rune ends here, I believe. Start building towards that IE.
This can't feel good if you're red side.
Yeah, red side starting to let things fall apart a bit here. The only significant lead was in top, and with Camille picking up all these kills in the team fight, it's not as much of a lead as it once was.
It's only 1,000 gold in it and some change now.
Yep.
Which Camille doesn't care if it's only 1,000 gold. Now it's Camille just wants to sit in the side lane, right?
Yeah.
Dragon's off.
Up. Next objective being Baron, but I don't imagine either team can just start that out of nowhere. Jinx starting to build towards IE.
I think
Therapist picked up by Zac.
I think blue side really want this top tier 1 now to try and really pressure this Baron with the lead that they have. I wouldn't be surprised if you see 4 members come top, kill Aatrox, look for tier 1, and posture for Baron.
If Aatrox dies, they can just start Baron up.
Yeah, there's nothing to fight for bottom side of the map, though.
Yeah, Zac's pulling up all 5 members of blue towards the Baron.
This is a vision game. There is a ward in the Dragon Pit, so they gotta sniff something here. Ryan, you're not as tanky as you think.
Could be Orion caught out, yeah. Twitch opening up. Should be Maokai falling. Kill picked up by Twitch. So much damage from the blue side.
Who's opting to go in? Scott fancying his chances with the 3v5. Yeah, this is gonna feel bad. If you're Ryan, you shouldn't walk up there. You see that you have a ward on Baron. You know Baron isn't being taken.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of assume that they're in your jungle.
Only tank item being Knight's Vow. He's not exactly late game Maokai. Kenderling gotta watch out here. He's taking a lot of chip damage. Kenderling falling. Jinx getting a reset. Blue side needs to be careful here. They could get wiped. Camille able to make it out.
Good show from Moxian. I don't think it's gonna matter though. I think Dogman's just gonna walk out here. Might even look to re-engage. Might fall because of it, and he does. Flash W from Orion. Scott looking to turn the tides.
Oh, Viego falling. Could be TP coming in from Camille.
Could
be the saving grace here.
I think they just try and get out here.
Orion's gonna fall on the next hook shot.
Oh. And Swice is gonna be quick to follow.
Yep. Oh, good flash. Don't know if it matters. Oh, okay. Opt to save his life.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, you're still worth gold as Braum. It's probably worth the flash. I'm a huge advocate for just die sometimes in these late game team fights, but he's got a kill, so he's still worth gold.
Yeah.
What does that do? 400 gold difference in the top now. It's come significantly down.
Okay, TP used by Aatrox to save the tier 1. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I think that's a rage TP, if any.
X-Tech, especially with Soul spawning in a minute and a half, that just, kind of eliminates the split push potential entirely.
Still have it to Leah, but I think I would much rather Aatrox be in the side lane there and look to make the TP flank.
I don't think anyone is really afraid of the Talia split push at this point. I think Talia is quite vulnerable on the side at this point of the game.
Moon. Who would have thought Moon, 25-minute game, not died yet? He's playing out of his mind.
17 KP. He's kind of a unit.
This guy is a fucking demon.
picks up the Knight's Vow.
I like it.
Interesting.
I like it. I actually really like the Knight's Vow pickup. I think it frees up Nautilus. They're probably going to go double Knight's Vow.
More of a tank. Twitch being caught out potentially. Oh, out with the Blast Cone. Aatrox should pick up a kill here. Viego falling down. Camille could be falling down here too if Red Side starts hitting him. There we go.
He did so much. Xcal did his job. He was on the backline the entire time, soaking pressure from Talia and Jinx.
Good engage by Zach. Twitch still alive on the back end, picking up all those low health bars.
That's really well played from Xcal. Xcal was on the backline the entire time, still got the solo kill on the Jinx, and was able to soak so much pressure from Talia and Jinx that it gave Zed time to re-engage while his team still had healthy HP bars. Sorry.
This should be just about the end of the game here. Hextech solo being picked up. Twitch should have enough gold for IE on the next back. At this point, oh, hold on, Jinx Rocket. Oh, good block by Nautilus.
If anyone was going to do that, it was going to be Devin.
Twitch. Let's see what Twitch picks up here. IE completed. Yeah, that's a strong Twitch.
I gotta commend Xcal, the Camille, this game as well. If I was the Camille, I think I would have tilted so hard that I wouldn't have been able to recover from what happened top lane. But in these team fights, he's just been picking up these kills left, right, and center.
Yeah, he was able to weather the storm. Still down in gold, but he's definitely done his job.
Mm-hmm. And it's not as simple as just sending Aatrox to answer the Camille now, right? Camille has two items.
Yeah.
It's not an easy. They have Hextech Soul. I would fancy that he might actually fancy his chances in the 1v1 against Aatrox.
Yeah, he should win at this point with Hextech Soul and Trinity and Ravenous.
He's going to take the ult and walk away and then look to re-engage.
Twitch is here. Twitch could open up on the Aatrox.
Happy with just taking the ult. Moon doesn't have TP, so if something breaks out, be able to aid. He's gonna look for Moxian. Leave this poor man alone.
Could be Moxian falling here.
Moon, once again. This guy, dude.
He just had huge impact. He's kind of like the lone engage.
Yeah, 22 KP out at 25. This guy's piss stomping. This most might
banning out Moxian seems to be effective.
Yeah, but it's not like Talia isn't a comfortable pick for him. Oh, Xcal's had enough, dude. He said my turn.
Jinx is just falling under the tier 3.
Xcal, he's still in there. He knows it's just Orion Slice. He can take this pretty comfortably.
Camille just 1v3ing on the backside.
And that's a good point. Once you get rid of Jinx, who's doing damage?
Not the 2 and 7 Talia.
No. And Aatrox kind of has been neutralized.
Fell off. Yeah. Yep, there is the Flame Horizon, though. That is,
it happened. Yeah. First Flame Horizon this split, I think.
No.
Did you get it in like your game?
I was up like 200 CS in one game, but we're not gonna talk about that right now.
First Flame Horizon top lane, then at least.
Yeah. Fair enough. This should just be Baron falling on respawn for blue side. Last Whisper picked up for the Twitch as well.
This guy, Braum, needs to be so careful in these team fights or his entire team falls. It's solely on Braum to keep this Twitch.
Malkai coming out. Not sure. I guess for some zone control.
He's chill for that. I think this is either just going to be Baron and end, or just run down mid right now. You see 5 on Baron.
Not sure what Red's plan is here. It looks like they're posturing towards the Baron, but they do not want to be opting for a team fight at the moment.
I think they tried to find a pick. Look at Jinx. Jinx is in no man's land. Going to fall to Camille. Talia got one shot, and that's going to be game.
Oh, Zera might fall. Nope.
No. Very well played from Mexcal in my mind to stabilize what a horrible start he had. But just from this game alone, that's a Moon MVP.
Oh, absolutely. No
That's
question. Leandri's is finally picked up.
0 kills on Moon. 0 deaths, sorry, on Moon. That's a feat in itself.
Hell of a performance.
The demon. What a guy. I'll play from blue side all around, to be fair.
Yeah. Blue side came in with a strategy, and they executed well on it. Let me hop in this next lobby.
I can't invite you for it.
I'm in.
One time I
Alright.
decide to go big or go home on the gambler, I go. And if you dev, you gotta hate that game. I mean, when the Camille that was so far behind is still able to just dive past the entire team, ult him, and still kill him, even if he dies, it doesn't matter. I think XCal realized that that was the only real damage threat outside of Scott. And they had the tools to deal with Scott on the front line, so.
Insider trading, Twitch was there as a counter pick to the Jinx. So they got the matchup they wanted and they executed well on it.
Mm-hmm. I like the Braum pick into it. I think it nullified
Early game at least.
Zer a lot. I mean, even in
Yeah.
the late game team fights, the Braum soaked a lot of Zer's damage. But that just didn't amount to anything. They were way too far behind for it to mean too much.
So Daru is asking why it's a counter. So Twitch always can get the jump on Jinx, and Twitch is just, almost an assassin, right? If he ever catches Jinx out of position, Jinx just dies. She has no mobility. She just has to sit there and tank the ult. And, she's just walking gold sack for Twitch.
Yeah, and Jinx also, you play for reset, right? If you don't get reset on Jinx, you feel like half your champion. Like, that's like 80% of your kit is catching a pick, getting a reset, and then just getting excited, and that's when you then team fights. You don't get to do that against Twitch, because Twitch has already killed you.
Devmet saying he's going to see Camille in his nightmares. Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was hard to watch, too.
All right, I think from the side of GIT, they need to maybe play around top side more. Early game, Scott was able to get a huge lead. Maybe, play into that more this game. Get him that lead and, play around him. Get him some early vision. Give him the opportunity to have more of an impact.
Yeah, I agree. And I would like to see Orion on something that offers a little bit more agency.
Yeah,
I like the
Jarvan.
Maokai. Exactly, yeah. Yep. I know Jarvan was banned, but I like the Maokai pick. But I think, especially with the tools that Scott can provide topside, I would like to see Orion be in a position that's he's more capable of being able to carry and facilitate his bottom side of the map a lot easier.
Yeah, I think that was part of the issue, right? They had Viego and Camille as a damage source in the 2v2, and, maybe that did just let them kind of run away with the game. All right, champ select game 2. Zach is off the table now. Curious to see if they opt for a Scion ban just to take away some of the tank mid options here for Moon. Because Moon had a huge game 1.
Moon did. He played really well. And I think that's some confidence that he needed. I think because, without being too blunt, I think he kind of gets pissed on most games. For lack of a better word or expression. And I think he needed that little bit of a confidence boost to be able to realize that he can contest this mid lane. And he played well with the gold that he got early. I'm surprised that, I wouldn't have been surprised if Zer wasn't barking at him in the chat.
Lucian being banned away. No Lucian Nami. I would like to just see the Ashe ban here. Jinx is already off the table. Curious to see what DevMets would pick up. Yep, there is the Ash ban. If I know Dev Mets, it's either going to be a Misfortune or a Sivir.
Yeah, Misfortunes is like go-to, right? He falls back on the Misfortune.
Yep. Probably a Misfortune Zyra lane if I had to guess. Kind of seems to be one of their default bot lanes.
Same bans, nothing new in this game too.
First pick Garen is kind of crazy.
I respect it.
Saving counterpick for jungle? Curious to see how that works out.
Yeah, because I think if you're on the side of Guangdong Tigers here, I think second round you're just gonna same again. You're gonna try and ban some Orion picks.
Right. Ornn as an answer into the Garen?
How do you feel about that? I'm not a fucking top laner. I haven't got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
I haven't got a fucking Scooby about top lane matchups.
Big tank versus big guy with sword, dude. That's what we got up there. Garen might be Ornn in the side, but Ornn is overall way more useful than Garen's going to be.
It's got the long range, engage, just
Ornn
the
items.
Ornn items alone, yeah. Offer so much value in the later stages. Garen might be on, but I think if you're on, you don't hate the matchup, right?
There is a Sivir coming out for Dev Mets. Curious to see what Swice picks up from support. Maybe a Zyra here, just for some extra damage. But blind picking Zyra is a little bit crazy.
Yeah. I think if you're picking Sivir and Azeri, you're kind of opting into a farm lane.
Thresh. Interesting.
I don't hate it.
I think Thresh is in such a bad spot as a champion. It's just like, especially without the enemy support being picked up, there's so many options that they can pick up here to counter that, even neutralize the Thresh. Maybe even a Rel. I know that Kinderling played a pretty good Rel game the other day, and I think Rel is pretty effective into Thresh.
Yeah, I think it's kind of going to be a bit of a stalemate, but Civ Azeri, they're both kind of looking for spikes, right? Item spikes.
Yeah, 2-3 items for both of them is where they really start to function as champions. Syndra ban, probably going to be an Ahri ban.
Yep. You see the same bans, I feel. This time, you're Orion. What do you want to see him play jungle here? I guess is my question.
Good question. I know we've seen him pick up Wukong a couple times. Jarvan is still on the table at this point.
How are you banning Malphite?
But curious to see what blue side opts for their AP this game. Obviously, I believe Ahri's going to be a ban here. Syndra's off the table. Talia's off the table. What does Moxian opt for?
Does Moon play Malphite mid?
Potentially. I mean, it's another tank mid. Oh, yeah, Red does have the next pick, right? Could be Red side picking up the Ahri.
I always said he does play Malphite mid. So that does make more sense. I was going to say, you see the top jungle? I think they just want to try and take Moon off of some of these facilitating mid laners.
And there is the Scion ban away from Moon. But there's the Ahri picked up. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Denies it.
He says, I don't give a fuck. We banned Annie because I want to pick Ahri.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, if I know Moxian's pool, I don't know what AP he plays other than Akali, and Akali is not the solo AP that you want. So they pick up Yone. They are definitely going to need an AP jungler. Maybe we see a Rumble. I don't even know if that's a jungler anymore, but...
Rumble in the jungle is always hype. They're going to take
Ivern. Okay. Interesting.
All I'm saying is I've spent the past 5 minutes looking for my fucking right arrow key because I accidentally dropped my fucking... Well, not dropped, but...
And there's the Akali. What about your right arrow key?
I fucking put my mug down and it pinged my right arrow key off and it's somewhere fucking lost.
My god.
Okay,
So
so the
zero
Irelia.
AP from the blue side, and there is the rel picked up.
What do you think of that? Opted for the
Uh,
Irelia and just taking 0 AP.
I know that's a comfort pick for Moxian, but that definitely hurts their team comp a lot. They have kind of like their wave clear is Sivir, I guess, but if Sivir falls behind at all, Sivir is not wave clear. And on top of that, the only AP is Ivern, and I'm not sure that that's very ideal.
No, I I don't know.
Especially with the armor stacking already. You got Ornn, you got Rel, and you got Vi, all who can opt to buy Ninja Tabbies and Randuins or whatever the hell they want, and then they're just unkillable. And also no engage. Like no dive at all. They have Flash
Yeah,
Garen Q. That's about it.
Avalon makes a very good point as well. How do you touch this Zeri with these 3 frontliners, Rel, Vi, on? How are you ever going to be able to get to Zeri?
Yeah,
Like
Flash Garen Q.
you need the nastiest Garen flank with Flash Q, Ghost, everything, and just one shot ability. But I don't think he's going to get himself in a position where he can actually just one shot the Zeri outright. You're going
And
to
if you've
have
watched any,
Peel.
if you've watched any of the Guangdong Tigers games, they play really well around vision, and
And Zed.
yeah, they've definitely had a very good pick comp in the past, and this is definitely with the Ari, with the Vi, with the Rel, a lot of single target CC, a lot of pick potential. Going to be very hard for blue side if they fall behind.
Yeah, I even with nameplates off, I think there's just a crazy outdraft here from red side.
I
I,
think blue just lacks damage overall. Like forget no AP, they just lack damage. Sivir is kind of a lower damage carry. Irelia, unless she gets way far ahead, isn't exactly pumping out the DPS. Garen is Garen at the end of the day.
yeah, you gotta hope that Irelia can get some type of lead in the mid lane here. That she's just got 1,500 gold up on anybody else, because then she can shred HP. It doesn't matter if you're a tank or not. Everyone's seen an Irelia. A one item power spike. Like, you're living on a prayer right now. Yeah, I don't think you can play this game front to back, Avalon. I think even in the side lane, they kind of struggle, because look at the mobility you got from red side too. You got Ari that's just gonna be able to shove it in with a Q and roam. You got Zarya that can just go over whatever wall they want.
Yep.
Like they got a lot of pick potential, long range pick on. Like even in a side lane, I think they struggle. I think you're right that that's probably their game plan with Irelia Garen. But I don't know. I'm struggling to see it. There's potential. I'm not counting them out yet. We've seen crazier things happen in the record.
I don't know. I just would have liked to see a different team comp coming out of blue, especially after how decisive game one really was.
I
I feel
really
like
wanted to see Orion on like a Xin Zhao or a Jarvan or
something with more agency, like you said.
yeah.
Ivern is not exactly the early game powerhouse.
He makes plays though. He's not going to
Oh,
be
for
the one
sure.
doing damage, but he can definitely set up a lot of plays with Ivan early game. So somebody said in chat that Ivan Irelia pairs well together. I do see it, but I think then it still relies on one of them hitting the CC first, right? Once Ari hits 6, you kind of lose the ability to do that to her. So
Ivern with Glacial.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not completely abnormal. I actually quite like it. There was a time period where I played Ivan support with Glacial.
I
It
think that makes a little
actually
bit more sense.
felt decent. I mean, what else do you go?
My buddy who plays a bunch of jungle and higher elo sees there's a full AP Ivern player who goes, like death cap and stuff. And I think that actually might have been an effective build this game.
Do you think
Crazy as that sounds.
you think you take phase rush?
Notably, Vi does not have a jungle item right now. Looks like they are backing for it. Okay, fine, picking up the jungle item.
And Xcal saw all 5 members walking the top side, so...
Oh, Garen with the ignite as well.
Do you think they win the level 1 here if they get the jump? Dogman Kindling?
Yeah, I don't think Sivir will be starting Spell Shield. It looks like Sivir is going to face check this. Hopefully not. Okay, Flash burned. Nice sidestep by Kindling to avoid the hook.
I think I would have loved to have seen Swice take Flay level 1 into this matchup. I think you have the agency to bully the Rel a lot more with Flay start.
Oh,
and
for sure.
you know Rel's going W, so...
Able to, you know, make your own plays there. A lot less 50-50 than the hook as well. Can you check the secondary runes on Sivir for me?
Stops fucking about. Oh. Got biscuits and boots.
Yeah. I think into a lane that's just as uninteractive as Zeri and Rel, I think you're much better off with some scaling options.
I think it's a Gathering Storm.
Absolutely.
To try and match the Zeri scaling.
If you're already lacking damage, you have an Ivern for safety. I think you gotta, you know, try to do some damage at some point. And Garen is kind of just dying at the moment.
Scott doesn't give a fuck, dude. He's gonna walk back. He's gonna sit there for like 5 seconds and he'll be full health again.
No TP on him, so something to keep an eye out for. Vi's already here.
He's in a lot of danger.
Yep, Ivern pathing towards bot. Garen flash igniting. I think Garen's gonna fall here. Nice flash away from the Ornn.
I think you just gift this kill over to Kuzan if possible. You don't give a fuck about it.
This is already looking doomed. Oh, careful, Ornn. Okay, nice solo kill for the Ornn.
Kuzan came in with the flash. He really wanted that shit.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Loxian got no mana. In a similar situation to last game.
Seems to be a common trend. Yep.
Just burning through his mana. I think he's trying to get push. How much gold's he sitting on? He's kind of looking for 150 more gold.
Yep, get that early Vamp Scepter. Orion, both junglers here. Curious to see how this 2v2 goes. I do think that blue will win this 2v2. Sun coming in out of Irelia.
But all he stacks from Moxian, but lost a flash.
Irelia forcing the flash. Ivern might be able to look to trade this Ahri.
He's just trying to get this wave in. Moxian has his 900 gold. I think they just want to shove this in and reset.
Yep. Blue side getting an early shove bot lane makes sense with the Sivir.
Xcal turning up from last game.
Yeah.
No
TP on the Garen. Gonna be rough falling behind early, using both flash ignite and then still ending up getting solo killed.
Oh, Scott is
already
feeling
losing
it.
all
He
his
might
HP.
even die here. Oh, if that Q hits.
That Q connected, yeah.
W is coming up too. You still might be able to dive him. Depends how big
That's
his
a demolish
proc
proc.
is.
I think W auto attack kind of executes at this point.
Top lane's scrappy. Scott's just not willing to back down, dude. Scott's guy's got some church bell level testicles.
Red side could just start dragon here. Via's not backed yet. Picks up the Caulfields.
Hate that item. Really
that
hate
item is complete
Caulfields.
trash.
Since they nerfed the AD on it, there's just no point. Just go 3 longswords. Call it a day.
Yeah.
What's the ability haste doing for you? Naffle.
Doesn't even have the ulti yet.
I think if you're red side, you would have snapped on this dragon a lot sooner if you was able to get prio mid. But I realize just constantly got this wave under Moon's Tower.
Yeah, until Ari picks up the Lost Chapter, it is kind of in favor of the Irelia with the infinite sustain. Oh, Ornn overextending a bit here. Could be a trade kill coming in.
Oh.
Yep.
Moxian might fall. Wound with the
No
Spirit
flash.
Rush.
Moxie needs to be careful.
Does have Swice.
Okay, Lantern coming in. I do think he will fall here.
He's going to kill the Ari.
Oh, well played. Well played.
He has ult. He can actually turn this. Oh,
This could be Kuzan falling. Moxian needs to walk back in over there.
Moxian could have 100% got that kill. There was no Q on Kuzan because Swice tanked it.
He just wanted the farm, man. I feel him.
The big kill, though.
Piling up about 20 CS now. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like blue side was forced to back.
Yeah, one thing Zare deserves a lot of credit for is his wave management. He exploits, sorry again for lack of vocabulary, but he exploits lower level players when it comes to wave management. And I think he just amasses a huge CS lead because of it. Gotta give the man his flowers.
Red side's starting up Dragon. I do think that blue could contest if they were able to walk over.
I'm still saying Moxian is scared from. I don't know, he did well enough to even pick up the first kill. I thought he was potentially just gonna die. He did well to get the first kill. Definitely could have got the second, but just opted to play a little bit safer. That kill in the top lane was big for Scott as well. That really helped him stabilize.
Yeah, he was in rough shape before that.
Kuzan has ult.
Good engage by Zare. Zare burning ult. Lyle onto the Sivir. This will be Thresh falling.
Thresh falls. Holds onto his summoners. Dev got Ghost. Gotta be careful, yeah.
There's got to be on a lot of gold here. Definitely at least Static Shiv in his pocket.
Yeah, he's got 1600 with the Noon Quiver, which I think is static on reset. Either 16 or 1900. I think it's 19 actually. But he does have it. He has 1900 in his pocket after that plate. Blue side gonna pick up the grubs here. Ice hopping to go in. If you're gonna fight, now's the time.
Yeah, actually item advantage at the moment for blue side.
Mm-hmm.
And no Zariel at the moment either.
Very low mana.
Okay, good invade top side. Able to pick up the red buff.
Not Ariel as well. That's a big cooldown.
Big cooldown. Yep. At least until Malignance is picked up.
I think you might be onto something. Avalon.
He hasn't died yet so far. Static Shift picked up by Zeri. That's going to help stabilize the push from the Sivir.
And now they're just going to go in. Like, what can you do now?
Oh, flash in by Zer. I think they just walk it out.
Yeah,
TP coming in from Moxian. So, burning flash for TP. Moxian looking to engage here. Without Ivern, that is a squishy Irelia.
Yeah, I don't think you want that fight. Your bot lane can't help you in that fight at all.
Yeah, bot lane is just on components while their full static shiv is picked up. Violet coming in on the Thresh. Another kill over to Zer. Zer getting low.
Well played by Dev to pick up one. Zed, two.
Okay. Well played by... That was a well played dive by... We're able to trade kills back by the blue side there.
Kindlin is gonna shut him down.
Should be a Shiv for the Sivir here, no? Yep.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yep.
Who's on opted to ult the Thresh there instead of Dev? I don't know if he was scared of the spell shield or what.
I think that was the correct play. They just overstayed a bit and didn't juggle the turret aggro properly.
I think they were scared of the Thresh hook on the tower.
I wonder what item Garen is building.
No, I think it's got to be a sword, no? A fucking sword, surely. His Garen doesn't look as good as Redneck Nation, so that shit in Arena was fucking
That
clean,
was the
no?
problem. Put Bean in a box.
Oh, Moxie missed stun, which means he is gonna fall, I feel.
There is just free firing on this Thresh. A Dev walking up aggressively. Oh,
yeah,
one more auto.
He's gonna
Okay,
fall.
there falls. Trade over onto the Sivir. This will be Thresh falling as well. Overall, net positive team fight for Red.
Yeah, sadly the gold goes on to Thresh too, which again in turn resets his gold, which means his deaths are of higher value for Red side as well. So that feels really bad if you're Thresh and Dev, because Dev could have picked that up.
And gold on Thresh, right?
Yeah.
First
item, Knight's Vow.
A Knight's Vow. Oh, hold on. Cancel. Nope, there it is.
First item? I don't know if I'm rushing Knight's Vow first. I think I want to lock it.
Yeah.
With the Vi. Ooh, big flash from Scott.
Ornn ulti, hardest ability in the game to land.
It is confirmed. Yeah, I think if you're Swice, you really want the first item lock it, especially playing into the point and click CC coming from Vi with the Rel follow-up.
For sure. Just able to nullify some of the burst damage. Oh, this could be Rel falling. Daisy ult coming out from the Ivern. Rel able to disengage.
Nice hook went wide. We got
okay. Kinderling getting CC'd here. Kinderling's gonna fall. Good hook. Good follow-up hook by the Thresh.
GP from both mid and top on red side here. This could be...
Twice playing well so far. Able to cut it out. Viol coming in on the Moxian.
They're looking to pick one good route there from Orion to stop Zer advancing and potentially
Garen is just pushing top while all this is happening. He's on the tier 2 top now.
And it won't last long. They're looking to get the dragon in return, but it's dangerous. Kuzan has 200 health.
I don't think that Red can do this dragon.
Xcal knows he needs to back to try and answer this Gragas, but he's going to cancel TP to try and one-shot Swice. Smite is going to go in favor of red side here. Tier 2 to Garen.
Garen's still pushing top.
Swice is going to fall. Looking to dive Dev here.
Ooh.
Moon
Good
is
charm by Moon.
Moon
falls. Tower MVP so far.
All in all,
tower MVP.
Yeah, believe it or not, blue side are up in gold. 400. 500.
They are down 2 dragons, though.
They are down 2 dragons. Garen has to become a huge problem in the side lane. First item, Cleaver. I love it. I think you make it difficult for Ornn to sit with you in a side lane.
Looks like going towards the Phantom Dancer for the second item.
Mm-hmm. And Ornn as well. Go on.
Do you send Garen top here to try to crack that inhib turret, or do you send him bot to try to pick up some of the standing gold?
I think this...
Oh, flash Q by the Ivern. But no follow-up damage. Vi coming in now.
You don't have any damage with you. I love the idea of the play, but you don't have any damage behind you. All you have is a Thresh. TP came in from Irelia. To answer your earlier question, I think if you're Garen, you want to be bot lane here. I don't think there's much to take in the top side. Yes, you can get an inhibitor turret if that's what you want to do, but I think then you're just going to be funneling more gold into Zer if you end up taking an inhibitor. I think you try and get the standing goal in the tier 1, tier 2 bot lane. Xcal is going to take it out. Xcal's running a fucking half marathon right now.
Sivir being burned. He is going to fall eventually. Whether it goes over to Sivir or Garen, this will be a dead Ornn.
That cancels the execute.
With tier 2 falling so early, that is a very long lane for Ornn to be in. Garen ran him down half the map.
Yeah. I do understand why Scott's top as well. The only objective on the map is Herald, so there is merit to why he's top lane. He doesn't have the TP to be able to answer if they just snap onto the top side objectives. So I'm not completely opposed to it, but I think if you're Garen, you just kind of want to accelerate. even further and get these bot turrets.
Now, would you rather have a Rift Herald or would you rather have 2 bot turrets?
Exactly, and that's like what 1.5k gold if you include the waves that it's going to take you to break the bot turrets.
Well, with that being said, they are picking up the Herald now.
Mm-hmm. And I don't hate this because Garen's really strong. I think you take this, you give it to Garen, and then you send him bot lane. The next dragon's in 2 minutes. The only one that's going to be able to help you on blue side is the Garen. But Orion's going to be picking.
Yeah, I would have definitely liked to see Garen pick up that Herald.
He's level 12. He's a fucking problem. He's 3 levels up on Zed. He can definitely one-shot Zed at this point with a good flank.
Looks like Zera is going towards the Quick Blade second item. Had this discussion yesterday. I do prefer IE. I know you haven't played too much ADC yet, but what are your thoughts on IE versus Quick Blade on Zeri?
I've played a little bit of Zeri as of late because I think she's just in a really good spot. I'm a static shiv into Runan's enjoyer, and then I go third items IE. I am not a huge fan of the Navori. But I think 2-item spike on the Runan's static feels incredibly good. But again, I'm new to ADC, so.
You know, you can opt for the Runans or you can opt for the Phantom Dancer. They both function about the same. I think Runans is a bit better into melee champions. You know, it does get a lot of value here with the, you know, Garen, Ivern, and Irelia.
Mm-hmm. Paradox is the stats guy. You see that? 3% more win rate than Navori.
I think it makes sense, right? I think they both function about the same as items, but, you know, in solo queue, burst is king, and IE does give you more burst.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like even the 2-item spike on Zeri is huge. From what I've got from playing with her, I've only played like 10 games of her, but just 2-item Zeri feels insanely strong. It's worth noting he's CSing really well this game. He's got 171 at 18. Isn't the best
10 per minute,
but it's definitely really good.
He's well farmed. And then Quick Blades are picked up, so he's 2 items. Sever going towards Quick Blades as well. Herald not really doing anything.
Yeah, see, that's why I would have liked to see it on Garen. I think Garen would have already taken tier 1 and been threatening tier 2 before this dragon fight. And that gives him a flank angle, right?
I'm not sure what happened with the Herald. I missed that, but that
He
Herald
dropped
did
it
not seem to do much.
Yeah, they just dropped it mid and it just got nuked down. They are going to go
big
for the
Ornn
fight.
ulti coming in. Ornn was CC'd during his ult, so not able to actually use ult.
It's battle
Alexian diving on the back line. Good hook by Thresh onto Zeri. Will be Thresh going down. Thresh flashing out. Zeri 1 HP on the back end. Sever picking up the Zeri kill. Good E by Ornn. Ornn gonna fall here. Garen is a problem.
That's a huge problem. And that's a really well played from both Scott and Dev. Scott and Dev both deterred. What was it? It was Zed, Kindling, and Uzan, I believe? No, Zed, Kindling, and Ari was 3v2ing Dev and Scott, and they couldn't kill them, which freed up the rest of Blue Side's team to just scrap down the 2 remaining members of Red Side. And then they re-engaged again after the fact.
And that does deny the sole point for Red Side. So, you know, we got a game here.
We do. We're finally going to see tier 1 dropped as well on the back of that play.
Ooh, Moon. This could be Moon falling. Good use of ult to just escape.
Yeah, that flash on Garen does not feel too good.
Yeah, you definitely want to save that for the team fights.
Moon is not the target that you want to be burning flash on. It's
way too mobile.
We're 20 minutes into the game. That flash is a lot more value than, you know, flashing onto an Ornn 7 minutes in.
No. What item do you think Garen's going to be building towards next? He has a dagger picked up. I would imagine that's going to be a Trinity, but I don't know.
He did just straight out buy the Tim.
Oh, okay.
So the dagger might just be there for appearance. might be role playing, right?
What team item does Garen go nowadays?
Hydra or
Stride, that's right. Stride Breaker.
Stride, yeah. Sense. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I think I would like to see Trinity here, but you know, Stride Breaker I guess is acceptable as well.
Yeah, I think if you had more grubs, I would have loved to seen a hull breaker, and I don't think anyone can deal with you in a side lane. But
Yeah.
because you only got the 3 void grubs, I definitely like the stride breaker. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
make sticking onto this area a lot easier.
A lot of mobility from the red side. Yeah, makes sense.
Which is why I would have loved to see him just hold the flash. I know Ro got a little bit excited, but there's only one person that needs to die on red side, right? Moon is no longer a threat. This is not game 1.
Yeah, you kind of kill the Zeri, you win the game. Yeah, so, notably, Moxian playing a very solid Irelia game so far.
He is. He is, yeah. I think he's silenced a lot of the critics in the draft phase. I think we really worried about the Irelia pickup. But it's worked out well.
Comfort pick for him, and he's piloting it well.
And kudos to Dev as well. Dev's playing a really good game.
It was a rough early game, but, he's stabilized a bit. He's about even on items with Zeri at this point.
Yeah, gold
That's kind of
1500 behind, but that's who cares? He just presses ult for Garen.
Right. Does kind of come back to the no gathering storm we talked about early. If he was sitting on the gathering now, he'd be feeling pretty good. Oh, this could be dangerous for Orion. He is on vision here, it looks like.
Ooh, this could be... Garen's walking down, though.
See the Warren ulti come out, yep. Please just ulti Ivern. Ivern's gonna fall.
Zeri on ult down.
That is a dead jungler. Red is just Snap starting the Baron. And Irelia does have TP, though. If Irelia comes up top, they can definitely contest. Baron does so much damage now.
It's
but
winnable,
she needs to be
too.
TPing now.
Zeri has no ult. I think that...
At this point, it's too late. It's too late. Baron's gonna be picked up by Red already.
Yeah, Kuzan just picks that up.
They'll probably pick up a couple kills on the back end, but overall, worth for the Red side.
Yeah, I think if they could have done that without Irelia. I think Irelia just finishes off tier 2. How low is that? Yeah, I think Irelia just finishes off tier 2, gets the extra 700 gold from tier 2. And they just look to stabilize while Baron's up and play for the next
good
round.
hook. Good hook by Thresh. Okay. That is Ahri falling.
Very good hook from Swice. And now it's hard to defend, so they're going to pick up probably mid tier 2 here and bot tier 2.
Okay, overall, it didn't end up working out for the blue side.
I guess I'll shut up.
Yeah, what do we know?
Exactly.
We're just spectating.
We just have all the information.
Alright. Alright. Got a 5k gold lead now for the blue side.
Mm-hmm. I think the Baron feels good, though, if you're red side, because you know the longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be to kill this Zeri.
At least Baron is off the map. No random coin flip team fights at Baron.
You got 35 minutes until Dragon comes up. You kind of need to fix this top wave. Well, Garen might just opt to go top and take it.
Ahri does have TP. Red side should be sending Ahri top to deal with this top wave. Get it pushing in. Garen doesn't have the TP. Makes it harder to deal with if you're blue, but no one going to answer that wave right now.
How far is Scott from level 16? Okay, he's fresh 15, so...
Still quite a ways, yeah.
Scuttle
being picked up by blue.
Yeah, Vision Scuttle is very useful for them. They're going to opt to try and pull this dragon down and just play bottom side of this.
If I'm blue side, I'm just sending Garen mid here. Screw this dragon. Good hook by Thresh.
Scott's on the back here. Opting for Moon.
This will be a one team fight by blue already. Moon is so low. Moon just goes in and dies to the
Moxie
W.
just shredded Zed too.
And that's a clean ace.
And that's the answer to, Scott had his flash up, got the perfect flank. That's what we was talking about earlier. That's the only way you can approach these team fights is with Scott on a flank and just flashing on somebody and killing them. And that's what happened to Moon immediately. So really well played from Scott there. And obviously Moxian too. Moxian immediately jumped onto Zer, and Zer was just dead. Nothing he could have done.
I don't think they'll be able to end here. It is close, but looks like they're just going to take the inhibin back off.
And now they've amassed an 8k gold lead.
Baron coming up Baron's not really on the table. 3 minutes still on Baron.
Now Scott's got to be getting close to level 16. He is. He's so close to level 16. So what just happened? He's going to be a lot worse. Dev's actually up on XP against Zer.
Amazing.
And I think that's because everybody's playing around Zer. He's not able to soak as much solo XP as he would like. So he's slowly falling behind in levels. Obviously, the kills are playing a big part as well, but...
Yeah. A difficult game to side lane. You can't side lane against Garen. You can't side lane against Irelia. At this point, you can't even side lane against the Sivir.
I think you just, like even this, like, you kind of don't want 5 people just stood around him. Like, stand on the side. Give him solo XP. Allow him to try and crawl his way back in XP-wise.
It is a 3-item Zeri, at the end of the day. It is going to do some damage.
Yeah, it can't be left uncontested. And I think Moxian realized that, and that's why he immediately jumped on the back line at his earliest convenience.
What is Moxian building towards now? I don't know. Cloth armor potentially for GA?
GA.
Maybe a Randuin's, but I think I'd much rather see a GA. Yeah, B1... Garen first pick is kind of crazy.
He's just going to crack this top tower. Fresh play.
It could be a Jack show. I don't know. I think with how they play team fights, I'd like to just see a GA. Aurelia's kind of been their main engage with the ultimates. Alright, we got a red side looking to pick off this Irelia. Four members bot lane on the Irelia. Good Irelia ults, getting charmed up, falls down, shut down over to the Vi.
Perma CC'd as well.
Even with the Merc treads.
Perma CC'd, and XCal, before they made that play, did a really good job of pushing top out, so they couldn't punish it. So they send 4 bot, but there's no wave to try and crack open top, and they might just look to try and transition onto the Garen here. They're forcing this play.
Oh, good stun. Garen is just going to be permanently CC'd, I believe. Ornalt coming in. Garen can't move. Garen really falling. Shut. 1k over to the Ornn.
Really good force. Would love to have seen that on Zer, but it is 20 seconds until Baron. Garen does not have TP. He has a 45-second death timer. They might just do this off spawn.
Blue side is trying to set up a death bush, but I don't think that they win 3v5.
Even if it's a death bush, I don't think they have the damage.
I think they are the death in the bush.
Dev has 3 items, but I think they kind of just got to concede this. Devin shouldn't even posture. Don't even try and entertain it. I think you just go and try and get gold elsewhere. I don't think you can fight this, even 4v5.
They're posturing. They're looking to try to contest. Baron does do a lot of damage. And Zeri does have ult, though. Zeri taking a bunch of damage. Hook landing on Vi. Vi's 1H. Vi's dead.
They gonna win this? Is Moxian just that strong? So. Oh, he's just TPing. Fuck it,
where is he TPing too?
He's TPing bot. That's an end angle.
Yeah, that should be a game.
I don't know how they got away with that without Garen. Moxian is so fucking strong, so is Devin.
Twice played a really good game, I'm gonna be honest.
Twice got a really pivotal hook there on Kuzan. Locked him down immediately.
Kuzan just got one shot between the Baron and all the... I want to say the boomerangs from Sivir.
GG.
Wild. You know? I didn't like Blue Side's draft, but they all just played a solid game.
Yeah, I think once Garen started running away with the game, it became extremely difficult. They had nobody really able to answer him. And although his scoreline doesn't reflect how well he actually played, that flash that he got on the Dragon 5v5 and one-shot Ari was really big. Because then it freed Moxian up to just jump on Zer. Look at his damage. 20. Yeah, it is padded by the Ornn that he's just spinning on for the entire laning phase, but still impressive.
Right, another 1-1 series. I feel like we've seen a lot of those recently.
Yeah, well played from GIT. I really thought, like you said, in the draft phase, it was going to be difficult for them to take game 2.
Deadmets, even in damage was there.
Dev's putting up numbers. Dev played really well game 2. Like, he had a rough early game, but even though Swice was dying, Dev just sacked a couple waves, made sure that he wasn't feeding Zer more than what was necessary, and was able to pick up the win. Well played.
I think the difference this game was that Sivir was able to pick up the solo XP, while
Message my team.
Zare Zare struggled being able to pick up solo XP, so he wasn't able to push his lead as much.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me. I think we're in agreement from MVP game 1. I think it's Moon.
MVP game 1, Moon, no question.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2, you could argue Scott. He played a solid game, really well in the side lane.
I think you got arguments
also,
for Dev, Scott, and Moxian.
Yeah,
Twice
definitely.
played really good, but I hate to say it, but you're a support, and we get no love. I've given my one selfish support MVP like last cast I did or something. But let's narrow it down to 2. I think we got Moxian and Scott.
I think Moxian was more for the team fights. He played team fights very well, but I think overall, as far as the game goes, I think you got to give it to Scott.
Mm-hmm. I think Moxian did his job incredibly well. He neutralized Zare every team fight. Yeah, I think he was able to do that because of the pressure that Scott exerted.
Oh, for sure.
And that last team fight, obviously, Moxian blew everybody out the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get 2 quick
game 1
ones.
Moon. Yeah. Game 1 Moon. Game 2 Scott. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. So both of you join. One of you join. It doesn't matter in which order. We'll get 2 interviews real quick out the way because
like some in-houses potentially if anyone is interested in those. Hello, Scott.
Yo.
Looks like. How's it going, my dude?
I'm good. I'm happy. My team went crazy that game. That was like the most
really well played game.
Coordinated team effort we've had.
It was extremely good.
No single carry.
It was extremely good. I got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. Game 1, talk to us about that. How disheartening was it to get such an early lead, early game, and just feel like you was unable to transition that into the team fights?
Yeah, that first Drake fight kind of spelled it for me. Like the moment they got that ace for 0 and it was down like 8-3, I just knew it was fucked. Like I didn't say anything because I was still super far ahead. Like I wanted my team to continue trying, but they out team fought us so hard on that I just knew we were not coming back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I was beating up Camille. He was taking it well, and you saw him like late game. He came back. He traded super heavily on me, forced out my R, made me run away. So he played the weak side to a T.
Yeah, he played it extremely well. I think he got a couple stragglers in team fights, and it was able to crawl back to like a 1K difference in gold. And yeah, he played weak side extremely well. I'm surprised his mental held up.
Man. Like he was jumping in there, ulting Devin every single team fight, making sure there were no resets. Like props to him for how he played the team fight, and the rest of them, like they just layered it super well.
And he sacrificed himself a lot. Like he killed Devin and neutralized Devin, but he did die to Leah a couple times. But it didn't matter. He did his job, and it was really difficult for Dev to play the game. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he was not even frustrated. He just like was resigned to the fact that he was not allowed to play into Nautilus, Zach, Camille. Like he just knew that they had too many tools to stop him, and we were not able to peel him. And so at a certain point, he was like, "Ah, man, what can you do?"
You got any questions, Mike?
What was your guys' focus on game 2 after game 1? You know, what was your draft? You know, I don't know if you were in the cast, but we were a little bit concerned about your draft. It looks like you drafted a bunch of comfort. Walk me through what your game plan was for game 2.
You are spot on, and I said every one of those things at the end of our draft. So we saw Zeri pick early, and we were just like, let's match scaling with Sivir because it does pretty well. Like it struggles a little bit early because Zeri spikes a little earlier. But then we knew that Sivir would scale up and do as much damage in team fights. And then we just drafted every comfort pick we could. And I told my team during the load phase, like when you're selecting runes and stuff, I said, guys, don't look at chat. Don't listen to cast. They're going to hate our comp. There's going to be a lot of yapping about this. Just know that we have our comfort picks. We have a good enough damage profile with the magic damage from Irelia. And let's just go into this and win. And that's exactly what we did.
And you're right, we were fucking yapping. We saw it and we was like, where's the magic damage coming from? How do you ever get access to Zeri? You guys played team fights to a T. It was extremely good. It was really fun to watch, and I'm glad it went the way it went. Another 1-1 series, very hard contested. I got one more question before the all important one. How did you guys like mental reset from game one? Obviously, Dev being a huge proponent of just getting ulted and dying. How did you guys just flip the reset mental and just go into game two with a positive head? See, you talked to us about the draft, but I'm more interested in like the comms, I guess, in the locker room.
Yeah, a lot of it was really just the comfort picks made us feel better rather than like picking something we're not super comfortable on to make a good comp. Like we went a little bit quiet at the first one, but we knew that it was lost for a long time. Like we couldn't out team fight them. They were, instead of it being like, I guess the best way to say it is there was no sort of blame or anything. There was no like, oh, this lane exploded, this thing lost us a fight. It was just like, wow, they played well. Props to them. Like we kind of just shoved the blame onto enemy team. We said they did really well game one. We'll do well game two.
Mm-hmm. Who would you give MVP to? Both game one and game two, please.
Game one, definitely Moon. I think you guys are spot on that. He had the Zac winning lane. He like managed to win that into Talia and like get all the push that he needed, and he was always either TPing in or walking in on a flank for fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember a Drake fight where we were all in that left side bush in between Blue and River, and we were like, we're so well set up for that, so well set up for this. And then he jumped in. I said, we can just one shot him, right? Like just go for him. And then we got like 4-for-1 ace, and we couldn't do anything at all. It turned out. So he really blew us up, and the rest of them played really well around it.
Moon was a fucking problem that game. Props to him, and I hope he comes in for the interview. I don't think I've ever actually spoke to Moon, so I don't know if they'll send Zare or what. I'm not sure, but I
Yeah, I want to get in chat.
appreciate the interview. Really good series.
Well played.
Thank you very much. Well played. Anything you want to say before we kick you out?
Hope we can do more than a 1-1.
You guys
Hell
got
yeah.
it. I believe in you. Get out of it, King. Miss you already.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Cheers. All
Okay.
right. Need someone from the Tigers. Get in here.
Somebody from the Guangdongs, dude. Come talk
And
to
in
us.
Moon. We need some Moon interaction.
Yeah, people need to see this guy's personality.
I was gonna ask Scott about his MST feelings, but we'll save that for whoever the Tigers send in.
You can take
MST
this.
is next week.
Okay, unless we can get it, we're pretty much out of MST. Unless we get
I
a
think
reschedule on
if you 2-0
Shmuley. Yeah.
If you can 2-0 next week, or this is that your only game left? Just Shmuley's team?
We got to reschedule with Shmuley, yeah, but as far as I'm aware, I'm not the team captain, so I'm not 100% sure. I might be waffling. But I think we've been struggling to reschedule.
I think everyone has. To be fair. We have our game scheduled with them, but we'll see how that goes.
Is anyone from the Guangdong Tigers coming or what? Where's the fucking passion?
You guys got a minute.
A minute or we're fucking wrapping it up.
Here it is MIA. Who the fuck is this guy?
Jordan said, yeah, my captain said we're probably going to schedule the Shmuley game after MST because everybody's struggling with scheduling.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about MST.
Fair.
I might just cast MST, honestly.
A little bird said we may be expanding to 8 teams for MST.
One in the making?
Could be. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Tigers, you lost your chance. In-houses are starting.
Yep.
GG's.
Thanks for joining me on the co-cast. Thanks for the
sir.
games. And just quickly before we hit end, I believe we have games Sunday. 2 series Sunday we do.
My team's playing.
It's Wits Enders. Is that Wits? Yeah, Wits versus
Wits on Unwise
Behavior. And then Illegal Activity versus Exodia.
Yeah, in theory.
So, yeah, we'll end the cast there. We'll get some in-houses going. Get in there, boys. Guys.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.